Hello and welcome to Hot Topics in Hypnotherapy. My name is Lisa Machenberg and I'll be your host today on the show that explores new ideas, interesting people, and important developments in the field of hypnotherapy. Today we're going to talk about sports performance and hypnotherapy. Our guest today is Chris Geier, who is the certification teacher of the certification course for the American Hypnosis Association on sports hypnosis and peak performance. And his client, Chris, who plays golf. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Chris, what made you decide to try some hypnotherapy and combine it with your golf game?
Well, I've been playing golf my whole life, and I've been working hard at it for a very long time. So about a year ago, I had been playing in tournaments and going about it on my own, thinking that I could figure it out. And so in practice, everything was going well. I'd hit the ball exactly how I wanted to and go into a tournament. Then I'd get into the tournament, and I'd have these negative images and thoughts, and I'd see the ball going left or going right before I would hit it. And that would definitely take away some confidence from the shot I was about to hit. So after a while of practicing hard and then not being able to follow that up in the tournaments, I realized that maybe I should see like a sports psychologist or a hypnotherapist.
Now, it's not uncommon for hypnotherapists to help golf players. There's other golf players that...
Correct, and that's where I got the idea, actually. I mean, Tiger Woods, I had heard had seen a hypnotherapist since a young age. I think it was 12 or 15.
Wow.
So I started looking for hypnotherapists in the area and just found Chris. Luck of the draw.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I'm a tennis player. I find my game in practice is nothing like my game at the tournaments.
Right.
So what kind of things can you help someone do when that person's in a match versus practice, especially when the games are so different and they're better in practice than the person is in a tournament?
That's when you know that there's a performance anxiety issue, and we start to squash that with different methods that we have here from HMI and things that I have learned on my own from just many years of working with athletes, getting them through that, recognizing that they did it well once, let's put it together, find out, root out the cause at times, and move forward from there. Everybody's different, and sometimes I have to customize that as to their issues.
Now, you know, we talk about hypnotherapy happening in an office with a chair back. Do you do your sessions actually in your office setting?
In the office, I'll set it up, maybe an anchor system. And
What do you mean by that, Chris?
Every time they grip the club, they are calm and relaxed and setting up the anchor to the club. But it can be different for everybody that plays a different sport. At the same time, we can have an in vivo process happen where I go out to the golf course and work with them and solidify that for them to have sometimes some great successes right then and there.
So Chris, your hypnotherapist went out to the golf course with you?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
That's where we established what he just mentioned, that in vivo process, and that's what helped me tremendously with my full swings and my shots, because I would stand up to the ball in a tournament and I'd see it going everywhere, a million different directions,
Sure.
and it was weird because that's not, like, it was unrealistic. I mean, I don't ever hit a ball 90 yards right or something. So we'd go over the in vivo and I would stand there and visualize the shot that I wanted to hit.
With Chris right there on the course?
With him there on the course. And so that at first it was tough. I would try and do it, and then I was used to seeing him go everywhere, so I would see it. But after repetition and practicing it, and I would take some deep breaths that would help calm me down and relax the mind, then I was able to see the ball going where I would want it to go, and I've been doing it ever since, and it allows me to be much more confident.
You know, I just want to clarify to make sure that I have the concept of, we have hypnotherapy, which is visualizing in your office, but in vivo means in life. That means using these hypnotherapy techniques actually while you're doing the activity. Is that correct?
We took his affecting words, and as he was focused and ready to hit the ball, I started to trigger the words, and he started to hit the ball, and it just worked out really fantastic, and he saw instantaneous results.
Well, everybody has this question. Each and every time you play a tournament, do you have to have Chris with you?
Definitely not. I mean, we've established that in vivo process, and so I work on it on my own, and I can go out there and it's exactly the same thing. I mean, I take a couple deep breaths, relax myself, see the shot I want to hit, and then go in there and hit that shot.
Do you use different methods for different kinds of golf shots? Putting versus, what's the other one? Hitting it way far away. Thank you, okay.
Yeah. Not really. I mean, you want to try and keep it as simple as possible. So obviously you want to have the best image and the most positive image you can get. Mm-hmm. And so hit a full shot, you see the shot you want to hit, and then same thing for a putt. I mean, you see the putt going into the hole and you stroking it the way you want to, and then you just tell yourself, like, you tell your mind that's what you want to do and replicate that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you use with hypnotherapy to get ready for really important games?
A lot of it is it's done in the office. I mean, that's what I love about it. I can have a session with Chris, and we'll work on it, and he'll put me into the hypnosis, and it'll go. I guess it embeds it in your subconscious mind better. So I go out there and I just do the same thing of going through the process and seeing the shot I want to hit. And it becomes a lot easier. Now when I try and see the shot I want to hit, I'm able to, as opposed to, well, that's where I want to hit it and I'm seeing all these other shots. Or that's the putt I want to hit, but I'm seeing it miss. Now it's a lot more confident. I see the ball go in the hole, or I see the ball go right at my target, and then I can get up there and hit it with confidence.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said something very interesting, that when practice looks different from an actual game, we know it's up here.
Right.
What other techniques can you teach us for all athletes to be able to move from the good practice to the great game by working in here?
You know, Chris made, I don't keep him privy on all the techniques that I use, but we've used EFT with him. We've desensitized systematically.
Systematic desensitization,
yeah.
Tell us about that. Like, what was setting you off or triggering you with nervousness? What were those triggers?
That's stuff that he was able to pick up on, like when he came out with me to a tournament. There were tons of things that I didn't even realize I was doing, and he was able to pick up on it like that, and we were able to work on it after that. So
actually, in the field, the things that you couldn't pick up in the office,
correct.
You weren't even aware of.
I wasn't even aware of it, exactly. How much they were affecting me. He picked up on it, I mean, instantaneously.
Well, you must have been a wonderful golf player too to be able to work with.
Not at all. I am an 80-plus player. I am over the top sometimes, you know, hitting eights and to get the ball in.
So you mean you don't have to be an expert in
Not
the
at
sport
all.
with the client you're working? You can just tell by the body language what is the negative triggers, is that right?
Well, sometimes I look at the client, and if they have a coach, I'll refer to the coach and say, is this how it should be done? No. Mm-hmm. And then they correct it consciously, and then we solidify it in the subconscious mind as well.
Wow.
We use a lot of different techniques. We use video. We've used, to help him through as well. So,
I was a little skeptical on asking Chris for help with the hypnotherapy with golf.
How come?
When I found out that he wasn't a golfer himself, I thought that should be a big part of it. But it's been awesome. It's been awesome.
So that's a neat trick.
Yeah.
That if you're not an expert in the sport, you could still be awesome. Because what do you need to be
He's
able to
going to tell me the story. I'm just going to fill in the blanks. He has the affecting words. I'm going to put them where they need to be.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
But now let's put our feet to the fire, and I have to ask, describe your game before. You had been playing your whole life. Describe your game before you worked with Chris, and now describe your game now.
Before I was working with Chris, I would step into a shot wanting to hit it at the target, at the intended target, and because I wasn't able to visualize that ball going there, I would have these other thoughts seeing it go in a million different directions. I wasn't confident hitting the shot. I mean, I would get in there and just kind of try and do my best to hit it, and I would hit it, but it wasn't a confident swing. And sometimes it would work out, and other times I would hit a bad shot because I was doubting myself.
And now?
And now, ever since coming to Chris, I can get in there, visualize the shot I want to hit as if I've already hit it. Then I get up in there with confidence. I mean, I saw it going there. I feel like I've done it before, and then I just go ahead and go, and it allows me to swing much more confidently and be much more sure about the outcome.
Well, this is the most important question I have for you, Chris. Do you think I can use this for my tennis game?
Without a doubt.
Okay, all right.
Without a
very,
doubt.
very important.
Yeah.
Chris, everyone's going to want to know more about working with you as a sports coach, as a hypnotherapist, but also about taking your certification course through the American Hypnosis Association on peak performance. Can you tell us how to get hold of you?
First, you become a member of the AHA. Then you can take my course, the American Hypnosis Association, become a member. You can take my course after that, but you can reach me through www.chrisgeier.com, CHRISGEIER.com. And you can also read some of the articles I've written for the American Hypnosis Association as well and learn more about it.
Great. And people can always reach you through the Hypnosis Motivation Institute grad directory?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, Chris, we need to take a short break, but please stay tuned, because when we come back, we will continue our discussion about hypnosis and sports performance. We'll be right back. Developments in the field of hypnotherapy. Today we're going to talk about sports performance and hypnotherapy. Our guest today is Chris Geier, who is the certification teacher of the certification course. Try some hypnotherapy and combine it with your golf game.
Well, I've been playing golf my whole life, and I've been working hard at it for a very long time. So about a year ago, I had been playing in tournaments.
Hello and welcome to Hot Topics in Hypnotherapy. My name is Lisa Machenberg, and I'll be your host today on the show that explores new ideas, interesting people, and important for the American Hypnosis Association on sports hypnosis and peak performance, and his client, Chris, who plays golf. Welcome.
Thank you.
Now, Chris, what made you decide to try